Welcome back, guys. Welcome to my new studio. Today we're gonna cook some ribs, some chicken. We are moving in. We'll be cooking right here on the G2 smoker. Everything was going great until it wasn't. Well, I don't know. You have to stay tuned and see if I was able to save this, and I'll show you what went wrong. Hey guys, welcome to the Chef's Backyard. Today we're gonna be smoking some ribs on our Old Country Barbecue Pits G2 offset smoker. You ready to cook? Let's go! All right guys, so I just wanted to take a second to show you my brand new outdoor studio. This is a new pergola that I had built for the Chef's Backyard. This is just the same workbench that I've been using for a while. We moved it over here. We are today gonna be using the Old Country Barbecue Pits G2 smoker. And first thing we gotta do whenever we're gonna use that is start building our fire. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna be using the Old Country Barbecue Pits lump charcoal. This is oak. It's a natural charcoal. I'll take the string and the paper from the wrapping off, throw that in there, get some of these guys in there. Remember, when you're building this, you need some airflow, right? So you don't want it to just be all down together in a big pile that doesn't breathe. Got a couple of tumbleweeds here. Those guys in there. That'll help us get it started. Now, what you're doing here is you're creating the coal bed, okay? And the coal bed is gonna be very important for setting the temperature of your smoker, right? So now let me bring you in here. See how there's a little bit of room for air to flow? It's gonna be important for starting your fire and for getting it lit. And at this point, we'll just leave the door open. And this will take about 20 minutes or so. For that charcoal to get lit and over. All right, we'll let that guy go till it's ready to use. Now we'll go grab the ribs and start prepping those. All right, so the fire's got a good start on it. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take advantage of the heat from that fire. We're gonna close the door. We're gonna leave the dampers open. And now the smoke is gonna start to draw up here. Close that, and then we're gonna leave this guy open, and your smoke is going to start funneling up through there. But what that's going to do is it'll start to heat up the cook chamber, and that's what we want to do, because we want to set that, get it to a good temperature that we like, and that will help us to have a good cook. See, you already got some of that smoke popping out of there. Let's go to the cutting board. All right, so I've got 2 racks of St. Louis style ribs. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut along the back here. That way I don't mess up the meat up on the front. Now we'll go ahead and dry them off. Just pat them dry with a paper towel. Now I'll tell you, most of the time, I don't worry about removing any sort of membrane on these ribs, but this one is there, it's kind of thick, and so I'm gonna pull that guy off. This, we're gonna leave it on. It's actually what would be the skirt steak. So this would be pork fajita if it was gonna be cut into pieces. This right here. Take your knife and get the blade right up under that membrane. It should slide along. And we'll get this last little piece off, and we'll be ready to season these ribs. There we go. All right. Today we're going to be using Stanley's famous Pit Barbecue East Texas style rib rub. ribs are pretty. They got a nice
amount of meat to them. Looks good, I like it. So there's our ribs, and I bought a pack of chicken. We're just doing a little barbecue spice on that too. We'll just take advantage of all of the cooking surface on our smoker. And the fire is doing good. It's starting to ash over just like we want. We're getting up to about 200 degrees, and we'll add some wood here in a minute. All right, so most of the middle is nice and ashed over. I'm gonna go ahead and bring some of this stuff that hasn't quite caught up to the top, push it towards the middle. And with this, guys, we're establishing our coal bed. And I'm going to go ahead and throw on one split. So right now that split we just put on is starting to ignite, and you've got a pretty heavy smoke coming out of there. You want to let that kind of burn off and let that log, give that log a chance to catch fire and for that smoke to thin out just a little bit, and then I think we'll be ready to put these ribs on. All right, let's see what's going on with that split. It's been 5 or 6 minutes. See, it's already catching on fire, but we're still in that smoke zone, so that's good. I think we have the right amount of coals in there. Our temperature gauges are showing right at 200. Let's go ahead and we'll put our ribs over here, and then we'll put our chicken pieces over here. I went inside and I washed the dishes that the raw meat was on, but that's smoke. Right now our temperature is about 225, 230. You sit around a little over 200 there. So we've got a good fire going. I don't want to open that cook chamber from now on. I'm mostly going to be opening just the firebox and adding splits in there. I don't know, about every 20 minutes or so. I'll take a look. We'll see you soon. It's been about 25 minutes and the temperature rose quite a bit with that one split. Still got a little smoke coming out. It's hard for you to see. I can barely see it. But let's see what's going on over here in the firebox. So that one is, you know, right on fire. You still got a solid coal bed. We can drop the temperature by leaving this door open, but I don't want to lose that heat. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it closed, and we'll come back and check on it in about 10 minutes. That's probably when we'll start to put our next split on. And hopefully by then we'll see the temperature starting to drop just a little bit. And if we do, then that's perfect.
Okay, so our temp dropped about 10 degrees, and I think it's time to put on another split. You can see the heat is running clear, so we want to add a little bit of smoke. We'll look at our splits and we'll get a smaller piece. I found this one that's kind of thin. It's not a big full split like the last one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that up a little bit, and we'll just establish our coal bed there. Keep it rocking, right? Keep it nice and hot so that this split will ignite. It's kind of thin, but it's wide, and so it should give us some good smoke. And now we'll go ahead and close the door, and we'll check back on it in a few minutes.
All right, guys, so our fire is kind of dwindling down. We're at about 215 degrees. We've been cooking for a couple of hours now. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Got our ribs. Our ribs are looking good here. Got some nice caramelization. I'm gonna go ahead and turn these guys over. We've got some chicken that we were smoking as well. Feels pretty much done, but let's give it a test with our chef's tip thermometer. Yeah, we're at 180, 190 inside of there. We're about 155 over here on this part of the rib over here. These are thinner. I had a chuck roast and I just threw that guy on. We'll let that go. All right, I want to give it a little bit more smoke, so we'll go ahead and throw on another log, another split, give it some more smoke and let it finish out. We'll do this guy right here. Looks like a good contender. Yeah, we still got some coals working there, so it'll be good. You can see pretty much right away, we're getting some smoke right there on the log, on the split, and that guy will be up and running in no time. But it's good because it'll push that heat through there and give it some more smoke to finish it off. We're at the end, guys, home stretch. Right now we got a bunch of somewhat dirty smoke going. I'm gonna let it burn off a little bit. With the door open. And we'll just clear that out. And so what happened, if you get into this situation, what happened is my coal bed got too cold and I put on a log that didn't catch right away. So whenever I flipped it, now it's fighting for combustion, and that's where we're getting all that smoke. And then there's a breeze right now, so it's kind of pushing and pulling the smoke through the pit. So I'm losing heat because I got the pit open, but I don't want all of that smoke to stay on the food. All right, so here's the situation. Basically, all of the food is already cooked, and it's really cooked the way I liked it. I wanted to get a little extra smoke on there at the finish, and I added on a log, and the coals kind of got low. The temperature got low, and so it didn't fully ignite this log. And right now, or the split, and so we're battling through some pretty heavy smoke. But since my food is essentially done, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off, and we'll show you what we did here. And all of this food was just kind of where I left it and laid it. The chicken picked up a nice traditional looking smoke. If I would have left this out, in the refrigerator, it would have got a really nice pellicle on it, but it's not bad for just pulling them straight from the fridge. Then the ribs, man, those look pretty. That's really the only way I can describe it. They've got a little bit of a bark on them. But you can see the fat rendered out really nice. These are gonna be good. And then I had a chuck roast that I kind of cooked like a steak on there. Smoked it. I could let it go and it'd probably get more tender, but I think it'll eat pretty nice. There's our ribs, our chicken, and then there's the roast. Let's take a look at these ribs. About that chicken. Pulled right off. All right, so now it's time for my favorite part, the taste test. So we've got our chicken here. It's got that bite through skin. Skin is not flabby at all. Completely rendered out. As you can see, the chicken is falling apart. Super tender. Beef got a nice smoke ring on it. Really tastes good. Let's check out these ribs. Tender, pulling away from the bone. Still able to bite it, and you see the bite mark. I didn't spritz them with anything. We just kept the fire low. That's a mighty tasty rib. I don't want that flavor to stop. Really good. As always, I'd like to thank you for joining me here in the Chef's Backyard, and we'll see you soon.